Great. And how's your consultancy thing is going on?
It's going good. So what happened was that a lot of the companies, although they had a hit in their business because of COVID, but at the same time, the stock markets are on a roll.
Yes.
So it's like Tesla is $1 trillion valuation, and it is more than the combined valuation of all other automakers.
Yes, it's true that.
So basically, everybody is sitting at home, so they have Robin Hood and they have Zerodha in their hands. so, so the valuations are crazy. So even the startup space where I operate, so there are deals happening almost every day.
Okay.
If you
Which
look
category?
at your story, VC Circle,
Okay. Okay. Which category that you deal in?
large part is technology, whether it is agri-tech, food tech, fintech, education technology. But I also do non-technology as well.
Oh, great. So what's the statistics be like? How many startups that you invested and how the things be like?
I am invested in four startups. One I exited at not a bad deal, and the other three I'm still invested in. I wonder whether I will in this lifetime get a chance to exit or not.
Right, so
Exits are very difficult in India.
yeah, true that. That is true.
In India, so you don't have Google and Facebook lapping up 300 companies every year. But although Reliance is now lapping up, Tata is lapping up, so they are learning the trick of the trade.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I think they're also entering into I don't know, startups. I think kind of very attractive segment. So most of the big conglomerates are basically making the funds and they are heavily investing into different segments.
Yes,
Interesting.
absolutely. So tell me a bit about the digital Gurukul also. And I read about your LinkedIn profile. Very impressive.
Thank you so much. So basically, we
You have yourself, I think, given so many talks and everything, right?
so see, I started this Gurukul way back in 2014 in a very small classroom with the intent of providing a digital skills because that is something which is needed for the next future generation. When we talk about 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, I think digital skills would be the most essential for everyone to learn. So the existing education system, everyone is bored of, and I think the last 2 years of COVID, everyone actually realized, not only the student but the parents, the disadvantage of the age-old education system, the grading, marks, and everything that not gonna take you anywhere. Maybe so. Maybe now students' parents are considering the what can be the alternate of the new skills or something. So that is where digital group will come into the picture. So we train students into the digital skill set, maybe the digital marketing or maybe cyber security, maybe AI, and these are some of the new domains which will provide the certification and diploma programs. So since last maybe more than 6 years, we have trained around 44,000 students focused on
44,000.
yeah, 44,000.
That's like so many universities put together.
Yeah, yeah. So we also have like many associations which has been done, whether on paper or on paper with many universities, and we provide them the custom programs as well. So that is our B2B segment, but primarily we operate in B2C. And since we only focus on digital skills, we don't go with like other university which deals into 100, 200 programs. We strictly concentrated on digital skills. So that is where our key USP lies in. And now basically we're planning to expand maybe like in India we have got a good market. Now we are moving out to the UAE region as well. So we are having a talks with the multiple people who are interested to set up the DG in UAE. And because that is something very interesting market, because in the lockdown we have done a couple of workshops in Pakistan. So in Pakistan, people showed a good response, and they actually want to learn digital skills, not only in Pakistan but also in Arab countries as well. So that is where we are focusing keenly right now on, and we are looking forward to at least open up our UAE market maybe by the next 1 or 2 months. So that is our plan, and
So your
planning.
focus is on education side more, rather
Fully,
than not as a digital marketing company.
not at all. We are not into the companies. We are purely focused on education. Mostly when people, when they say कि अच्छा digital marketing है, so they first thought process is like अच्छा agency रहेगा, we'll make a
Yeah,
website.
I thought it is digital marketing also. I was about to refer you 10 clients.
No, no, not at all. So we don't like we pass on this thing to the students. So we don't have any agency because our core focus is on education. So that is where we want to keenly focus. If we basically keeping the education at the center front, now entire particular thing we want to expand. So we are planning to we are coming up with the kids segment as well. So we'll be offering a digital entrepreneurship to kids from the 6th standard to 12th standard because that is what something which is very important. So that would be launching in the next month. So we have a couple of aggressive expansion plans for the next couple of months, and we are hoping to get a good response like we are getting since last many years. So hope to get a good response in our upcoming ventures as
Very
well.
nice. Very nice, sir. Very nice. So, what about today? This session we are starting at 3 o'clock, right?
Yeah, we'll be starting at 3. So official timing given to all the participants is 3. Like we give the speaker the 15 minute slot so that we can have interaction. There is technical wise everything is perfect so that there is no glitch.
So, will you be putting this session on YouTube also?
Yes, yes. So session would be live. So once the session is recorded, then our team basically would do editing and everything, and then we'll be uploading on YouTube maybe in next 4 to 5 days.
Okay.
So
Fine.
once it is uploaded live, we do a dedicated premiere. So once the premiere is live, we'll share the link with you as well, so that you can share it across your network, so that they can also view this entire session.
And will there be question and answer also? Q&A?
Yeah. Yes, yes. So what we have done is we have kept the last 10 to 15 minutes as a Q&A. So once you have any deck or something that you have made?
Yeah, I have a deck. I'll just show you.
Yeah, please.
I, I was I'll just show you. I have to share my screen, right?
Yes, yes.
We have time 4 minutes, right?
Yeah, 4 minutes are there. People who participants will start joining by in next 3 to 5 minutes.
Okay. How many are there? Achha, there are no participants as of now. How many are
Expect,
you expecting?
expecting 25 to 30, considering today's weekend. So if there would have been a weekday, we would expect the more participants. But since it's a weekend, people have that thing. Ki, ठीक है. So we are expecting between 20 to 35.
Okay. So are you able to see my screen?
Yeah, we can see the screen.
So this is the presentation, and this is about me. This is importance of a pitch deck. These are the informations which are needed by each investor, and then I will discuss them one by one.
Perfect.
And it is made designed by a nice little guy, so it looks good also.
Yeah, do that.
So I should have advertised it more. Then more people I think would have participated.
Yeah, maybe. So maybe the participants' quality, I think, is obviously would be it would be very good. Like the kind of participants
Yeah,
that.
yeah, that is okay. Even 30-35 is good number.
Yeah, exactly. So like I think since last 7 days there has been 8 masterclass which has been done, and we have seen a good number of participants. The quality
What is
is
the maximum you have seen?
we have seen maximum around 48, 48 that we see.
I then my mistake. I should have done some. I am part of 60 WhatsApp groups. So
So then
and
you
all of them are startup type of groups.
so
So
you could try right away. I think in
yeah,
say
yeah, but I was actually looking for. I have the picture with me. I was about to share it in all the groups. It goes only 5 groups at a time, so I'll have to do it like. Should I do it right now?
yeah, I think that would be great. Most more people would be benefited with this thing.
I Okay. I will just do it. I was about to do it 15 minutes back. Then I don't know. I forgot doing something else. We can start late also, right? 10 minutes late.
We'll start at 3, 5, 3, 10.
Okay. I will just share it. Yeah, I have this. Where are you based in Mumbai?
Thane.
Thane?
Yeah, Thane.
But then we will get late, I think, Dr. Pradya.
No, I guess within 5-10 minutes we're gonna start.
Is my screen on share mode?
Yeah.
I will just stop the share. And I am part of Telegram groups also, each of them having 20,000, 30,000 people.
Oh, okay.
So I will share there also.
Sure, then definitely do that.
और पहले पता होता ना मैं पहले ही कर देता. गड़बड़ हो गई.
Hello everyone. Uh, Good afternoon and welcome to Digital Gurukul Masterclass 3.0, where we invite Asia's leading digital professionals for a power-packed masterclass sessions. And today we have with us a very special guest. I think the introduction and everything is already completed, but still, I'd like to give you a quick review about our today's masterclass. So, our today's masterclass speaker is none other than Mr. He is the founder and CEO of Consultancy Ventures. The topic for today's session is what investors want from startups. I'll just give you a quick overview about our today's speaker. So, Tushar is the founder and CEO of Consultancy. He is an accomplished professional with experience spanning multiple sectors from venture capital, Big Four consulting. You talk about Deloitte and top LSE listed Systemas, which is India Units to CFO of Guggenheim Partners. He is a mentor and judge of entrepreneurship cell at IIT Bombay, IIT Delhi, IIT Chennai, and ISM Dhanbad, and many such remarkable institutions. Tushar has expertise of financial and business advisory, fundraising, creation of documents and collaterals for VC funding. Over the years, Mr. Tushar has arranged funding for startups, growth stage companies in diverse sectors like tech, fintech, consumer B2C and B2B, disruptive tech as well, and not only just the tech but also the non-tech sectors as well. So I think we were having discussions with Mr. Tushar, and he has basically actually told us that he is also very keen to invest in more startups and more such tech and non-tech companies as well. His expert opinion is often sought by leading business news channels and publications like CNN News 18, VCTV, Business World, Business and Economy, and there are many such leading publications. He has also delivered the talk 100 plus talks. You can check his website and visit his LinkedIn profile to check complete portfolio about him. He has also received his executive education from Harvard Business School, MBA in Finance from University of Delhi, and BTech from the Technological Institute of Textiles and Science. So, and I think this is very short. I mean, in profile that I can share. So, without any further delay, I think I over to you, Mr. Tushar, and I think most of the people here, I think, would plan to launch a startup or have some ideas about launching a startup, but they don't know how to raise a fund, how to interact with investors, what are some do's and don'ts, what are some documents, and maybe some additional questions that you have. You can basically put it into the last segment, that is a Q&A session. So last 15 minutes is kept for the Q&A. So whatever questions that you have, you just put it in the chat window, and it would be great to have a discussion with Mr. Tushar. So with that note, over to you, Mr. Tushar, and you can go over the session.
Thank you, Dr. Raj. Thank you, Digital Gurukul. And it is very enthusing to see, such great words spoken by me by none other than Dr. Raj Padiyar, who's himself trained 45,000 people and made them digitally aware. It is no small feat. And, I would like to thank Dr. Raj for inviting me today here. And it's my pleasure to be addressing the students at Digital Gurukul. And also people who have joined in to listen to this important topic. Uh, so we are going to discuss today what investors want. Now, why is this important? Is because if you look at how to make money, then investing, which is making money by using your money, is one of the very important ways. Not only is the global taxation very low in earning from your own money, if you earn from salary, you're paying 30%, 35% tax. If you are investing in stock markets, you are paying 10% capital gains tax. So the world economy is skewed towards the rich because they make money through their money, and this money can be made by investing, and investing would mean uh, a number of ways in which investing is available. So it is available in real estate, commodities, stock markets. It is available. You can bet on forex. Nowadays, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and artwork. And so one of the subset of investing in stock markets, or rather investing in companies, is investing in startups. And why is it important is because if you are a person who earns in dollars, if you go to the bank to put in your money in the safest way possible, which is fixed deposit, you will get 0.5% interest rate per year. If you are a person holding yen, Japanese yen, you go to the Japanese bank to put in your money and make a fixed deposit, you will have to pay the bank to keep your money. So there is negative interest rate. If you are a euro person, you will get 0.25% per year. So essentially, all these economies, the central bankers of all these countries are giving a big signal to the market, to everyone, that don't put money in the bank, put it in uh, in casinos, which is stock markets, which is commodities markets, which is cryptocurrency market, and bet it and earn money, buy money, which is how the global wealth has been created. If you look at the top richest people, they have earned all by their shares having jumped to unimaginable highs on the stock markets. So we have Elon Musk. His Tesla is valued at $900 billion, which is value which is more than the sum of all other automakers combined. Now, you might laugh at it, or I might give it a bad snoot, but end of the day, that's the truth, and that is the value. And you look at Warren Buffett; he has made his entire money by betting on uh, businesses through the stock market. And one very interesting observation, which I will share with you, is that there was a recent report which came out that Warren Buffett, Elon Musk, uh, Jeff Bezos, all the top wealthy people, they never paid a single dollar of income tax in their countries their entire life. So, so ultimately, you might want to make money by salary, or you might want to make money by corporate action, but nothing beats investing. And if you look at investing, everybody is in today's date is an investor, whether it is housewife of a rich family, whether it is an industrialist, whether it is a salaried person, whether it is uh, a CXO, whether it is a person earning in dollars in Singapore and Hong Kong bank, everybody is an investor. They see news, they see figures like four companies turning unicorns in India within a matter of 1 week, which means four companies reaching a crossing a valuation of $1 billion each in a matter of 1 week. So all these figures are there. Credit Suisse has recently released uh, Credit Suisse has recently released a report. It says that uh, that 50 Indian companies will become unicorns uh, by end of this year. and right now there are 30, 35. So all this news will keep on coming in, and we will continuously see that big money is being put in, $200 million, $300 million. And one of the one of Credit Suisse also said one more thing. They said that 250 unlisted Indian companies are already unicorns. It means that already their valuation is more than $1 billion. Now, if you look at Indian stock market, 400 companies have a value above $1 billion, which means which are unicorns. And if you look at unlisted market, Credit Suisse is saying that 250 companies have more than $1 billion value. Now, talking about billions, millions, zillions, and trillions, let me start by telling you, what does an investor look when you approach him? What does an investor look in your company? I see one chat, Mr. Lucky, saying that, can you talk in Hindi? So I will make it English. I'll speak something in Hindi and something in English. I hope, Dr. Raj, that works with your audience. Yeah. So, okay, I'll just share my screen. This is the presentation on what investors want. Uh, So, what do investors want? See, first of all, a lot of unprepared people go to these investors. These investors receive 20 to 40 companies a day, so they don't have much time, and they want structured information. And apart from structured information, they also want that the information should be in a crisp format. It should not be 50 slides, 100 slides. Nobody is reading that. Maximum 15 slides, uncluttered slides. स्लाइड्स ऐसी होनी चाहिए जिसके अंदर इंफॉर्मेशन बहुत ठूसी ना हुई हो और सिंपल तरीके से चीज बताई हो. In case the investor wants to know more about any particular slide or any particular information, they can always ask for detailed data backup. In any case, before investor invests in your company, they conduct a due diligence. So they check everything properly, whether it is accounts, whether it is your contracts, whether it is the revenue which you are making. So end of the day, so this is a brief about me, which Dr. Raj has very graciously already said. So, you should have a pitch deck. Pitch deck is a 15 slide document, and which presents your business case properly. It is very important. uh, about the information needed by investors, I will discuss all these points one by one. Dr. Raj, I wanted to ask you, should I be talking in Hindi also in between, or or English is fine?
It's completely up to you. Like whichever language that you prefer, that would be accepted. No issues.
Okay, fine. So the first thing is a problem statement. अब क्या है, हम टैक्सी ढूंढा करते थे, टैक्सी स्टैंड जाते थे, वहां पे कोई सो रहा होता था खाट के ऊपर और ब्लैक टैक्सी खड़ी होती थी. वी हैड टू पुश दैट गाय, सेंड योर टैक्सी ओवर, ही यूज्ड टू आस्क फॉर मनी. सो दैट वाज अ रियल प्रॉब्लम फॉर everyone. It was a problem faced by human beings which was very real. And what Uber and Ola have done is they have solved a fundamental problem and also brought so much of power by the use of smartphone in your hands, that now by a smartphone which is in your hands, you can control so much. You can control what stuff is sent to your house, what taxi you can order, kirana stuff you can order, fruits, vegetables you can order. You can get massage people, and you can, so repairmen, you can buy furniture. So all these things, they are coming on your smartphone, and they are trying to solve a real life problem statement. So I will cover them one by one now, just telling them one by one what they are. So the team is important, I will discuss it. Market size is important because there was a company which came to me. They were operating in a sector which is total revenue of the sector of all three companies in the sector is 100 crores. Now, if you are creating a company in that space, end of the day, your turnover will be how much? Maybe you capture 50% of the market, 50 crores. So valuation will not be like $1 billion. So market size is very important, in the space which you are operating. Product is very important. I see a lot of founders who are so proud of their product because they have created something beautiful. They directly show the product to the investor. They say that, sir, leave aside all the talk. Let us first take you towards the feel of the product. And business model is very important because your product might be good, but end of the day, if it is not earning money, then what use it is? So we have many car models like S Cross of Maruti, and we have Honda. We used to have a car. I'm forgetting the model name. So they were wonderful engineering marvels, but either they were priced wrongly or their distribution strategy and branding strategy was wrong. So the sales were low. So basically, business model is very important. Then traction means how much revenue, how much business you are doing as of now. It is very important because I get a lot of pre-revenue companies, and investor always wants to know the proof that this thing can earn money. So having a revenue and operating profit is very important. Competitor analysis is very important because any investor, it has a small team, and the analyst in the team, they cover the market, the sector, and because they know the sector very well, so they know the competition also, who are the which are the companies which are present in the sector. So if you are able to name your competitors, then they can easily understand in their mind very fast what are you wanting to create. But giving names of the competitors is not so not as important as also giving your competitive advantages. So if you are telling the name of your competition, you should also tell how you are better. Then financial projections, you should create a 5-year financial projections that once you receive the money, how will your business pan out? Then the ask as in how much funds you're asking for. Then use of funds, how will you use these funds? Whether you will put in marketing, salaries, and product development, and market expansion, and the future roadmap. Now, problem statement, as I told you, so it was unimaginable many, even 20 years back, to see the kind of power which the consumer has got through the smartphone, and the list of problems faced by the people ranged from all kinds of problems, whether they were on product side or the services side. But when you are telling the investor that what kind of problem you are solving, so you have to choose a practical problem. I have seen many people who come to me, sir, there is so much of politics in corporates. We are creating an app which will solve the politics problem. Then I asked them, okay, how will your app solve the politics problem? They said, we will have an app so all the employees of the company can keep on feeding in what is happening in the company. So they will be analysts who will be sitting at the back end. Buddy, how will you make money? End of the day, I mean, okay, politics in offices is a problem, but it has to be a practical side to it. Why will people pay you? And if you are into a feminine kind of space where you are solving a problem of sexual exploitation and all those things in offices, definitely there is a budget which the company has allocated to that, so you can have a part of the budget. You can offer them a service that that makes sense. But many problem statements of a large number of companies don't make sense. And they were, if you look at polls on LinkedIn, many people conduct a lot of polling on LinkedIn. And the number one reason why startups fail is because their product didn't get any customer. So they launched it, they pushed it free in the market, maybe like a freemium thing. They kept on giving it free, they kept on giving it cashbacks, they kept on giving incentives. The moment they removed the incentives, the product went kaput. But why? Because it was not a practical solution to any problem. So the problem statement and the solution which the company uh, was seeing, uh, it was not a practical solution. Now your solution also has to be clean, crisp, and there is a saying which goes, problems might be as complex as they are, but the solutions are always simple. So keep it simple. The team behind is very important because it has to be a balanced team. That there is a finance guy, there is a marketing guy, there is a product guy, there is a distribution guy, there is a so it has to be balanced. Not necessarily that all of them should be founders or should have equity, but the team should be balanced, and investors also like a company which has taken care of all the verticals in its management bandwidth. So this team is very, very important. One of the found investors, very prominent investor, I was sitting with him and he said, Tushar, I bet on founders. Founder first, product second. Even a good founder, if the product is bad, they will create a new product, good product eventually. But a founder is bad, then product might be as good as possible. It will not go anywhere. So the team and the founders are very important. Market size, as I told you, if you are targeting a very small market, you won't go anywhere. So you have to solve a fundamental size market. And I was sitting with a company, and they were talking to an investor, and the investor said that the total addressable market, TAM, which we want in our investments, is minimum $5 billion. And the TAM of the client who was sitting with the investor was $1.2 billion. So that deal didn't happen because of market size issue. Let me give you a very nice heads up to all the people who are listening. Gross domestic product, GDP, consists of products, consumption, investments, and exports. Indian exports, because of the bureaucratic problem here in India, everybody in the world, who looks at India, they know India has a bureaucratic problem. So manufacturing is very difficult to set in India, no matter what people say. So Indian exports have been forever stuck in $300 billion range. Investments require dollops of money and cash, especially after 2012 land acquisition law, which said that infrastructure companies have to pay 4 times the market rate for acquisition of land. So in one stroke of your pen, you killed the entire investment sector in India. Sorry, the entire infrastructure sector in India. And so the only relevant infrastructure companies in the market are the government companies. And the private companies are, you just name a few, you can count on your tips. So investments, and also 20 lakh crore worth of loans was given between 2010 and 12 in 2 years. And 12 lakh crore out of that 20 lakh crore didn't come back. 60% NPA, non-performing asset. So the bank's balance sheet, the public sector bank's balance sheet is very bad. because of all these NPAs. So lending to infrastructure is difficult, and because the land acquisition law is so bad, so land acquisition takes a long time. So that's why infrastructure creation is very bad. So Indian GDP in investments is low, exports is low, but consumption is very high. So this is the point I'm trying to bring here today. India is a $11 trillion market if you count the market as per purchasing power parity (PPP), which means in rupee terms. It is the third largest economy in the world, and the major percentage of this economy is consumption. So you have bought a company opened 4 years back, raising $300 million in 4 years. You have B2B and B2C companies, now direct to consumer sector, D2C sector. You look at Mama Earth, it crossed 100 crore turnover in a matter of 3 years. So D2C sector, which started and rather exploded in 2015, it has become a $4 billion sector. So the way to success nowadays is, if you want to open a startup, identify a product, maybe a health drink. Because of COVID, health drinks will take off. Have a good distribution strategy, open a website and sell it D2C. You have all India logistics sector is very well set after 2015, after Flipkart and Amazon. So delivery to home is not difficult, and you can use digital marketing on your website. Don't pay 22 to 25% to Amazon and Flipkart. You have your own website, do your organic and content based marketing. You have logistics companies, make tons of money and get tons of investments. This is the wonderful opportunity. I get amazing companies nowadays to me which are in D2C sector. And there is a fund which has recently launched. It is 25 crore fund, and they have said very clearly, any D2C company earning more than 40 lakh rupees per month of turnover, we will fund it between 5 to 7 crores. So if you are looking for early stage funding, you are in D2C sector, direct to consumer, this is the opportunity. This is the time. DSG Consumer Partners is investing big in D2C. Fireside Ventures is investing big in D2C. Elevation Capital, $400 million is investing big in D2C. All of them are bullish on D2C. Next, business model. How does your product work? And what's your revenue stream? It is commission based. It is SaaS, which is again monthly payments or yearly subscriptions. And what is your sales channel? So basically, how do you earn money? So this is very important. Again, if your businesses are not practical, then why will the investor fund you? He will not put money on your company if you don't have practical business model. Traction. Nowadays, a lot of companies saying we are pre-revenue, we are pre-revenue. There is no harm in being pre-revenue, but at least have your MVP ready, minimum viable product ready, or do your PMF, product market fit. So, and pre-revenue, the problem is investor gets so many deals in a day. Now, out of that, 5 are pre-revenue and 5 are post-revenue. Which one will he prefer? If you were an investor, which one would you prefer? Where you have evidence of revenue, or it is high risk, zero revenue? You will prefer revenue company. So that is the importance of having a good revenue and then looking for money. Then competitor analysis, as I told you, it is very important to clearly identify your competitors and how you are different from your competitors. This is also very important. So giving your competitive advantages, your unique selling proposition. Now there is something called barriers to entry, which means that you have created something, and maybe you created a technology and you filed intellectual property for it, and uh, and now anyone who wants has to enter your sector, they will have to fight with you, and they don't know your technology, so how will they fight with you? So that is a barrier to entry. So you have to give the barriers to entry. The most popular form and the most effective form of barrier to entry is intellectual property. You file intellectual property, and that becomes your barriers to entry. Then financial projections you have to give for 5 years. 3 years is a little less, and more than 5 years is a little too much. 5 years is a good time because initially 1 or 2 years you will make losses because you are investing the money, and then third year you will have some good operating profit, and fourth and fifth year you can have very good cash flows in your projections, and that's your valuation will build up. Now, how much money you are asking for, you can give in both dollars and rupees, because when foreign investors see my pitch deck and they say crores, lakhs, so it's very confusing for them. They keep on, what is crores, what is lakhs? So they have to understand in dollars. And I was talking to a Singapore investor, and he said, okay, you are rupee, and he gave me a figure of lakhs of rupees. So I was like, I just told him $5,000. Why is he giving me 50 lakh rupees? I didn't ask him for 50 lakh rupees. He was converting in Indonesian rupees. So the thing is that you have to give in both dollars and rupees. It is an INR, Indian national rupees. And the use of funds is very important. वो आपको पैसा दे रहा है, he is giving you money. He has to know how will you utilize the money. So it's very important. कई लोग सोचते हैं जैसे ही हमारे पास पहली फंडिंग आएगी, whenever we get our first funding, we will take 50 lakh salary from the company. So the investor, the term sheet which he signs, he clearly says not more than 12 lakh rupees in the first stage of funding. 12 lakh per year, 1 lakh per month. So all these things you have to sort it out with the investor. Future roadmap, when I said that investor bets on the founder and not on the product as much, if he's betting on the founder, he's betting on the founder's vision. What is he going to create in the next 5 years? And your clarity about that is going to guide him towards the investment. This is a sample roadmap, like when will you launch your app, how will you expand to new markets, when will your content production begin, and how many users you will acquire in what kind of a time, and so on. Thank you. So this is my small presentation. I have kept it short and sweet, and I was very happy Dr. Raj was listening very keenly. I'm able to see him from here, so I'm expecting a lot of questions from Dr. Raj. And thank you so much for your time, all of you, and happy to get questions from you and share insights. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Tushar, for sharing all the insights about the fundraising in a very simplest manner. I think you covered almost all the aspects of the fundraising and the small things what we need to take care of. And those who are planning to launch a startup or we already running a startup, I think this would be a gold mine. And this deck would be a very beneficial for everyone to understand how the fundraising works and what are some of the do's and don'ts in the very simplest manner. So I think the way you have briefed, Tushar, I think most of the people actually now understood how the fundraising works and what are some of the things they need to take care of. So I think now we'll take up the questions. But I have many questions as well. So I'll first take up the participants' questions.
Sure.
So those participants who have any questions to ask to Mr. Tushar, you can kindly unmute yourself, or okay, maybe you can put it into the chat window, and we can definitely gonna take up the questions. Okay, so I'll ask personally because I am very curious. So I'll basically ask you the question. So for example, if let's say R is a tech startup, and these are some of the details that you mentioned. So is there any dedicated agency that which works in preparation of all the documents, legal thing, fundraising, financial part as well, which is very important that we see. So is it like like how it works. So we need to hire an external agency, or maybe someone is running a startup. How they can, I mean, they want to raise a fund. How they can go ahead with the same.
Thank you, Dr. Raj. It's always best to hire a professional, like an investment banker, like a consultant, who has seen how startup funding operates and how fund guys, what do they require, and how, the frequently asked questions. Like, we also advise VC funds, and we also advise angel investors, and we also advise startups. So we, help by way of a investor starter kit, and the starter kit is included in the pricing. It means that what are the frequently asked questions by the investors. We train the startup. The second thing is, nowadays, after WeWork IPO devolved, after that, unit economics has become very important. So it means that each unit which the company is selling, the company should be making a money and not making a loss on that unit, whether it is product or service. So profitability per se is a one letter word. I mean, it takes time to achieve profitability. But if the intention of the company is to earn a markup on its sales, then that is what the investor likes. So we help in unit economics. Then we help in term sheet advisory. So the investor issues a term sheet which has the details, as in how much money he will put in, what are the terms and clauses, of the investment. So we help in negotiation of term sheet. Then, the investor conducts a due diligence of the company. So we help the company in reducing the time taken for due diligence. And last, the investor signs a shareholder agreement. So we help in signing of the shareholder agreement as well. So this is what, if you have a good professional advisor who can help you by creating your documentation. Now, what is the documentation which is required? One is a pitch deck, which I just told you, 15 slides. And nowadays, video pitch decks are also there, which are 3 minute to 5 minute long, and not more than 5 minutes. But having a 15 slide pitch deck is better. Second thing is valuation. If you are asking for money from the investor, you will quote him a valuation that, my company is worth 20 crores. And if it is worth 20 crores, I will give you a valuation. We will work out a valuation. And you are asking 5 crore from the investor for 25% stake. So that is the valuation we do. And last, we prepare a business plan. The business plan is a 25-page document which covers go-to-market strategy, which covers distribution strategy, and which covers all these strategies. So that is the answer, Doctor.
Great, great. So I think it's necessary for all the startup to have a consultant or take a service from the advisory, the fundraising advisory, anyhow, to get a smooth flow of the fundraise.
Yeah, so if you are approaching the investor, the body of the mail which you send to the investor, it has to be crisp. You are addressing the investor and taking his time, his attention span. What pitch deck you are attaching, then the investor will give you a time for a call. Then that call will run for 1 hour. So in the call we are present. We keep on telling, how to answer, and we guide in the financial answers, and we also fill in wherever the startup is seeing a problem. And then the term sheet is issued. Now you tell me, getting a term sheet, a bad term sheet is easy. The investor says, give me 60% of your company and take 1 crore. Now the thing is, will you take it? You will not take it. You want a good term sheet, good terms and conditions, good money, and good valuation. So that's our role. So all these roles add up.
Okay, okay, got it, got it. So, in a nutshell, it is mandatory to have a consultant for a fundraising. That's it.
Good consult.
Good consultant, yeah, good consultant. Okay. So let's say I'll ask one more question. There are so many students out there because I'll always focus on the students and the startups. So let's say if right now there are many students out here. Let's say Shivangi. So Shivangi is a student. She has a startup and she want to raise a fund for our startup. Can you just Shivangi just if you have any questions regarding to fundraise? So maybe how is it possible for a startup like Shivangi to raise a fund? Because most of the time, most people see if you are raising a fund, you are successful. If you're not raising a fund, then you're not successful. So I think this is also the myth that most of the people has.
It is a myth. You look at Zoho, you look at Zerodha.
Yeah,
Zoho crossed $1 billion valuation years back, and it has never raised 1 rupee. And Zerodha got more than $1 billion valuation last year, and it has never raised any external funding. So, if you are, it's called bootstrapping, running the company with your own money. But raising funds is beneficial if you want to scale up fast, if you
exactly.
want to reach new markets, new countries, you want to know the best practices of those countries, then probably raising external money would help.
Okay, got it.
So I have a question here. If you said that whenever we pitch to any investor with the product, we need to focus on the problem that the product solves and the solution. In my case, I am exporting home decor products. It is not solving any problem. So then how do I pitch? It's an aesthetically valuable product. Currently, how I'm working is I have a tie-up with a factory and then I give the designs, they produce, they manufacture, and then I export. But if I want to set up my own unit and I want to raise funds for the same, then how do I pitch to the investors?
I said you should be solving a fundamental problem from the point of view of how far you can go. Now, my point was Amazon became the number one company in the world because it was the first company to recognize that end of the day people will want stuff in their homes delivered to their home. So that was the problem statement: delivering stuff at the place where people live. So it is a big problem, unimaginably big problem, throughout the world. Now, home decor has its market, and it has a very decent market, and it is a premium kind of feel to it. You are decorating the house. So I won't say it is a small market. It has its own use, and it is a problem also because in India a lot of the class is the lower middle class, and a lot of the class is middle class, and we are not a very rich country. So people want they see TV, they see foreign uh, things, they see the quality in which people are living in Dubai, in Singapore, and the aspiration of these people is the same. They want a good house, they want good decor, and I also told you that India is a big consumption market. So all this consumption is very high in India. So don't think that I'm saying you are not solving a good problem. All I'm saying is that you will do well here also because it also has a good market.
Got it. Thank you, sir.
Hey, Tushar, I have a question. Can I ask that?
Yeah, sure.
Yes, please, Mr. Hemant.
Yeah, Tushar, I have been working on a product and I started my venture 3.5 years back. And I have the MNC's experience of more than 17 years in total. And the product I made is something similar to QuickBooks and GST module of ClearTax. Now, my first question is, how do you calculate valuation for the company? And the other question is, shall I go for the investment? Because I have some model in my mind where I know I can make money, but the amount of money I'll be making will be less because I have already spent more than 1 CR on the product. And now I am a little short of budget. I'm bootstrapped and I don't want to spend much into it and much into marketing and all. I know, if I do the marketing, the digital marketing and all properly, it will cost me about 1 to 2 lakh rupees a month for the marketing only. Other than what team I have who's handling the development, and I also take care of the development. I have a couple of CAs and the Java technical team who take care of the product. So I'm again coming to the first question. Shall I go for the investment to raise it? I mean, to make hell lot of money than if I have some smaller campaigning plans like email campaigning and all. They are not going to charge me. I mean, they're not going to cost me much. So I can go for that, but I'll be gradually going on. And the second problem I'm facing is now when you said that you should check your competitors. Now, when I check my competitors, whether it is QuickBooks, Zoho or ClearTax, they have hell lot of money. So my solution is pretty simple and I mean UI and all. I mean, I want to give the user a better view, easy to understand as compared to what QuickBooks and ClearTax are doing. So I've already sold it to some people in my group and at some common campaign and all. But to go big, I can do email marketing. But shall I go for the digital marketing with some funding into it, or shall I remain bootstrapped and arrange some funds or get it from the bank and then pay interest? What do you suggest? What do you recommend?
Thank you, Mr. Hemant, for your very nice question. Now, let me first congratulate you. You are operating in a very beautiful market. You know, the space in which you have created something. I think you are just holding yourself back because of fear of putting in more money. So you should actually be approaching the right people. So Mera Cashier is and Khata Book and you know, these apps have done wonderfully well. Even QuickBooks and you know, all these apps are doing very well because the small kirana shop owner, you know, he's the main customer. But you know, the thing is that you have to operate it on a freemium model, and you know, you'll have to offer it free initially, and once people get used to it, like you know, nowadays how people think about app-based businesses is to get the data of the customers, and then once you have the data, then you can utilize this data to earn from them and give them AI, you know, use artificial intelligence, show them targeted ads, and you know, earn from that. So the second thing is that you mentioned was digital marketing.
Yeah.
Now it is a fallacy that you have to spend big money in digital marketing. You can do a lot of organic and you can do a lot of content based marketing. If you are doing content based marketing, your spends will be low. So you look at a website called Vanity Wagon. So that was a company. The promoter was from Oxford University and very smart guy. And this guy, when I met him, he didn't have the money to put in digital marketing. And but you know, he had created a marketplace. So end of the day, he required money. So what he did was, now I'm just telling you what he did. There can be many solutions to this. He got hold of a digital marketing company and gave 1 or 2% equity to the founder of the company and told him that he will pay him 50,000 per month for doing the marketing. And in that 50,000, the company has done a wonderful job. So this guy's traffic is increasing like anything since the last 2 years, and he's tied his sponsored or paid ads or posts to the conversion rate, that how much business he is getting, how many sales he is getting, and so it has to be monitored properly, the digital marketing piece. Now the third thing you said was, should you be raising money?
Yeah.
You are in a sector, without raising money you won't be able to do anything. And you know, because you know, this requires a lot of installs, and the more installs are there, it will catch on by word of mouth. The shopkeepers will tell to each other, you know, ye app laga le, ye app laga le. And but you know, that critical mass is required. जब तक वो critical mass नहीं आएगा, तब तक आपकी बात नहीं बनेगी ऐप की.
Yeah,
और ये जो कंपनीज हैं, ये इनके पास इतना फंडिंग आ जाता है कि फिर ये नए वाले को आने नहीं देते. और बायजूस क्या कर रहा है? इट कीप्स ऑन बाइंग कंपनीज जो भी थोड़ा नई चीज लाता है. सो गूगल और फेसबुक क्या करते हैं? दे कीप ऑन बाइंग कंपनीज. कोई नई चीज आती है तो आपका अगर मॉड्यूल यूनिक है, आप फंडिंग की ट्राई करो.
I mean, one of the reason is like the QuickBooks and ClearTax, they have kept their rates so low since they have a lot of money behind them, so they can keep on with that operating cost. Although I kept the pricing lower than the QuickBooks and ClearTax and trying to make it better product. So I'm going with that approach.
No, I think you should, without even spending more time, because you have already spent 1 crore. 1 crore spend on a product from your own pocket is too much. You should. I think you should try for. You should get external funding.
Okay. I spend all my savings. I mean,
yeah. With the way you are speaking, I could make out that you have spent a lot of money on that. So you should look for funding, because you got so passionate, you kept on putting money into it.
Yeah.
And don't do that.
And what should be the valuation of my company?
Have you? Are you revenue generating as of now?
Yes. I mean, if I cut the employee salaries as they are working to improve the product, so if I include their salaries there, at that point in time, I'm on a break-even stage. If I don't include their salaries,
look at Khata book. Khata book, I think it was valued at 800 crores, and its revenue is not much. So if we do, if you look at comparable companies' valuation, then you should get a decent valuation. Right now, I can't say, because I'll have to analyze it on an Excel sheet. But I don't know what's your revenue also, so I really can't say. But in the first round of funding, you can target 10 to 15 or 20 crore kind of valuation.
And
maybe 8 to 15 crores.
My end customer is not the individual kirana shop and all. My end customers is any person who has GST, who's holding GST number. And I mean, the kind of startups we are seeing, like every day we see 350 to 400 startups every day getting registered at government portal, whether it is LLC or private limited I'm talking about. So my end customer is all of those people who need help generating their invoices, quotations. And I mean, I claim that you can generate your quotation or invoice in less than 30 seconds, including a viable GST compliant quotation or GST compliant invoice. It has everything.
Let me help you raise funding for you.
Sure.
You'll have to spend some money, but end of the day you will get your funding.
Okay, sounds good.
Basically, you are operating in a very nice space. People are confused by GST.
I mean,
and the market is blue ocean, unlimited market.
I want to make it crystal clear. I mean, I have, if anyone is interested, I can speak a little more about the product. I mean, if I'm not making everyone else boring, I mean, since they may not know more about GST. So, I mean, claiming your input tax 100% is one of the criteria I have maintained, and clicking of a single link, clicking on a single button will make sure that all of your input tax credit is claimed, and then clicking on a button, it is going to submit your GSTR 1 and GSTR 3B. So
have you created a pitch deck?
Yes, but I thought that pitch deck is 4 to 5 slides. Pitch deck should be fine. So I created that. As per you, yeah, it should be 15.
No, we will talk. Just approach me on. Okay, I will put my LinkedIn and email on chat box.
I have that. Yep. I copied that from this screen you were sharing. I took a screenshot. I have that.
I will just put it on the chat box for others also.
Yes, that would be good.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, sir. I had a doubt. Is it difficult to get funding for a service-based startup because they do not have any product to sell as such? So it would be difficult to analyze the cost.
Sorry, I didn't get you. The chat is disabled, Dr. Raj.
Yeah, just a second.
Sure. Yeah. Sorry, please say your question again.
Yes.
Sir, is it difficult to get funding for a service-based startup because they do not have any product to sell as such? So it is difficult to find costs.
some IT companies come to me. They say that we are IT services company. We make websites. We give digital marketing. So we need funding. Now, if you are not creating anything new, something proprietary, something which can get intellectual property, something which can scale, which can create barriers to entry. See, all these jargons, they look like jargons when we are talking. But when you're talking to the investor, he lives these words day in and day out. So it is very normal for him to think in these terms. So I don't have any problem with service industry. Uh, Urban Ladder got funded so well, and Square Yards, the real estate services company, look at its valuation. I think it's $200 million, uh, and it has grown in almost 5-6 years. So that is, I don't see services as a problem, but within services, consulting is a problem, because consulting, people don't put money, because Technopack was number one real estate retail consultant, and Mukesh Ambani was about to set up Reliance Retail. This is 15 years back, 16 years back, and the guy who owned the Technopack, he offered the Technopack to Mukesh Ambani for 400 crores. So Mukesh Ambani said, मैं तेरे एम्प्लॉइज को नहीं पोच कर लूंगा सारे, मेरे को वो 400 crore क्यों खर्च करने हैं? I will just poach all your employees, offer them double salaries, and so that is the fungible kind of issue which consulting companies have. But service companies, if you are there are many companies which are making it easier for repair people, for maids, for watchmen, and they get funded. And there is a security service companies which provide security guards. Now these companies are huge. I mean, you look at India, the performance of security service companies, they are doing very well, huge margins, and the companies, they really pay a lot for any company who can manage their security issue. And I don't know what is the kind of services company you are talking about, but we can discuss it.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Hello.
Yeah.
This is Yogendra, sir. Yogendra Wagpancha. I'm a co-founder
How
of.
are you doing? Thank you.
I'm
so
fine,
much.
sir. Okay. I'm a co-founder of the FIAS Energy Infrastructure. We are into the solar energy projects and the digital surveillance market also. Okay. So can we copy? Can we make the patent of our ideas?
You are into solar.
Yeah. Okay. I will just explain what kind of the idea I am having in the mind. Okay. I am trying to develop one kind of the product which will be helpful for the agriculture agriculture sector, where in the agriculture segment 30 to 35% of the vegetables and the fruits getting wastages. Okay. So with the help of the solar cold storage, and that will be linked up with the logistic things. We are going to incubate the ideas in the form of the solar cold storage logistics.
Where is this technology coming from? It's your own technology, or you are taking it from China?
No, it's actually it is in the verge of the idea right now. See, there are the three different segments right now. This problem is getting focus and getting addresses by the different vendors and the manufacturers. One kind of the thing is the solar cold storage is there. For the every city, there are in the India there are around 3,286 cold storages are there. Okay, out of those cold storages, and our potential is more than the I think 13,000 cold storage is the target for the Indian segment.
I got your point. Idea stage companies come to me. There is a company called Mate, MATE, Mate.
Okay.
It wants to create a app where it will capture people's moods and use that information and use artificial intelligence to operate the fridge, the TV, the music studio, the radio, and so on. So what I did was I took this company to 24 incubators and accelerators.
Okay.
And out of that, there is a Jain University accelerator, JU incubator. So they have taken him in their cohort, in their batch. And after 3 months, he will be trained for 3 months. This guy is just 18 years old. And then they will fund him 25 lakhs. Okay. So that is the thing we can do with your thing, because right now I don't know two things. I don't know whether cold storage is operated by solar is a product.
It is operated. It is getting operated.
But is it easily available in India?
Yes, sir.
And secondly, if you are going to, would your main business be providing the service from these solar operated cold chains, or your main business will be to manufacture this solar operated cold chains?
No, I am trying to develop the solar cold storage, which will be linked up with the logistics. Like in the logistics, cold chain link
you will
is
provide
there.
Services.
Yes, we are going to provide the services, but definitely for this
Sounds
thing,
good. Sounds good. You can approach me. We will work on this.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Any further questions?
One question from Mr. Lucky Singh. Lucky जी, sorry मैं ज़्यादा हिंदी में नहीं बोला. आपने बोला था कि पिच डेक और बिजनेस प्लान के बीच में क्या डिफरेंस है. पिच डेक में तो मैंने आपको बताया कि प्रॉब्लम स्टेटमेंट, उसका सोल्यूशन, फिर टीम कौन सी है, फिर हमारा कंपटीशन कौन सा है, फिर अगले 5 साल हम कैसा बिजनेस करेंगे, उसके प्रोजेक्शन, फिर कितना हमें पैसा चाहिए, उसको हम कैसे यूटिलाइज करेंगे पैसे को, वो सारी चीजें हम देते हैं पिच डेक में. और हम उसको इस तरीके से देते हैं कि इन्वेस्टर, एक स्टडी आई थी कि इन्वेस्टर 1.5 मिनट से ज्यादा नहीं लगाता एक पिच डेक के ऊपर ऑन एन एवरेज. तो हम उसको 15 स्लाइड ऐसी देते हैं कि वो देखते ही कहता है मुझे इस कंपनी से बात करनी है. सो वो हो गया पिच डेक. नाउ वैल्यूएशन हो गई कि कंपनी की वैल्यू निकालना. वो हम 5-6 तरीके से करते हैं. अगर डॉक्टर राज अलाउ करेंगे तो मैं आपको अभी समझा दूंगा. श्योर. और तीसरी चीज होती है बिजनेस प्लान. अब बिजनेस प्लान क्या होता है? एक 25 पेज का डॉक्यूमेंट होता है. उसमें हम कंपनी की गो टू मार्केट स्ट्रेटेजी क्या है, कंपनी अगर डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन कर रही है तो पहले साल में कौन कौन से स्टेट्स में पहुंचेगी, और वहां पे वेयर हाउस अगर लगाएगी तो कितने लगाएगी, उसका कॉस्ट क्या आएगा. वो एक तरीके से जैसे बैंक को डॉक्यूमेंट चाहिए होता है ना लोन के लिए, प्रोजेक्ट रिपोर्ट, वो उस टाइप की 25 पेज की होती है बिजनेस प्लान. और जो पिच डेक होता है वो 15 स्लाइड का होता है. वो अच्छा डिजाइन होता है. हम लोग बहुत खर्चा करते हैं उसकी डिजाइनिंग में, उसको बहुत फैंसी बनाते हैं. उसकी जो कलरिंग होती है वो बड़ी इंटेलिजेंटली चूज करते हैं. उसमें लोगोज और डिजाइन यूज करते हैं. और जो वैल्यूएशन होती है वो मैं समझा देता हूँ. आप सब लोगों को लगता होगा कंपनी की वैल्यू कैसे निकलती है. 4 कंपनीज एक हफ्ते में यूनिकॉर्न बन गई इंडिया में, मई में, अभी जो पिछला महीना है, यानी 1 बिलियन की वैल्यूएशन क्रॉस हो गई. तो कैसे हो गई? पहले $500 मिलियन की वैल्यू थी, अगला 6 महीने बाद राउंड हुआ तो $1 बिलियन की वैल्यू हो गई. एक्चुअली क्या होता है, वैल्यूएशन जो होती है कंपनी की वो मल्टीपल्स में चलती है कि उसका रेवेन्यू और ऑपरेटिंग प्रॉफिट और नेट प्रॉफिट कितना है. अगर आप 50 करोड़ का धंधा करते हो, वो आपका रेवेन्यू हो गया. 50 में से आप जो शुरू का प्रॉफिट बनाते हो वो 40% बनाते हो, 20 करोड़. तो 20 करोड़ आपका ऑपरेटिंग प्रॉफिट हो गया. और उसकी में से लास्ट में से आपके पास बचता है 2 करोड़, वो आपका नेट प्रॉफिट हो गया. 50, 20 और 2, 50, 20 एंड 2. अब इसके मल्टीपल में कंपनी की वैल्यू चलती है. 50 करोड़ का टर्नओवर है तो कंपनी की वैल्यू 200. और बाइजू का देख लो, बाइजू $16.5 बिलियन की वैल्यू है और उसका जो टर्नओवर है वो 200 मिलियन डॉलर है. यानी 100 टाइम्स रेवेन्यू पे कंपनी की वैल्यू चल रही है. तो मुझे एक बात बताओ, आप धंधे से कमाने में ज्यादा इंटरेस्ट रखोगे या कंपनी की वैल्यू से ज्यादा कमाने में इंटरेस्ट रखोगे? जब वो 100 गुना चलती है, 10 गुना चलती है, 20 गुना चलती है, आप कंपनी की वैल्यू से कमाओगे. ये सारे स्टॉक मार्केट पे क्यों आ रहे हैं? पेटीएम और ये सारे जोमेटो, ये सब आईपीओ लगा के खड़े हैं क्योंकि इनको भी टेस्ला बनना है, इनको भी कार बेचने से नहीं कमाना, लेकिन उसके बाद जो कंपनी की वैल्यू हजारों करोड़ की होगी उससे कमाना है, शेयर्स में कमाना है। और दुनिया का जो टैक्स स्ट्रक्चर है वो ये है कि अमीर लोग शेयर से ही कमाते हैं तो उस पर 10% टैक्स है, लेकिन जो सैलरी से कमाता है, जो बिजनेस से कमाता है, जो एक एक चीज बेच के कमा रहा है, उस पर 30% टैक्स है। तो दुनिया बनी है अमीर लोगों के लिए, तो आप भी उससे नहीं कमाना चाहोगे, आप कमाना चाहोगे। अब वैल्यूएशन कैसे होती है? नाउ आई विल टॉक इन इंग्लिश ऑल्सो, वैल्यूएशन सबको समझाने के लिए। या तो आप आपके जैसी एक सिमिलर कंपनी ले लो स्टॉक मार्केट में, तो स्टॉक मार्केट में उस कंपनी की क्या भाव चल रहा है, उसकी वैल्यू चल रही है, और उसके क्या फाइनेंशियल्स है, उसका टर्नओवर कितना है, उससे आपको रेशो मिल जाती है कि मार्केट कैपिटलाइजेशन डिवाइडेड बाय रेवेन्यू, यानी कंपनी का जो भाव है डिवाइडेड बाय कितना रेवेन्यू कर रही है। वो रेशो आप अपने फाइनेंशियल्स पे लगा दो, वो रेशोज आपको मिल गई वहां से, आप अपने फाइनेंशियल्स पे आप कितना टर्नओवर कर रहे हो, आपका कितना ऑपरेटिंग प्रॉफिट है, उस पे लगा दो। एक वो होता है मार्केट मल्टीपल, उससे वैल्यूएशन आती है। दूसरा होता है ट्रांजैक्शन मल्टीपल, कि मार्केट में आपके जैसी कंपनी में कोई इन्वेस्टमेंट हुई है, वो किस भाव पे हुई थी, और जिस कंपनी में पैसा डला था उसके फाइनेंशियल्स क्या थे, उसका रेवेन्यू क्या था, वहां से रेशोज मिल जाती हैं। वो रेशो आप अपने ऊपर लगा दो, अपनी कंपनी के ऊपर। तीसरा होता है नेट एसेट वैल्यू, जो इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर कंपनीज होती हैं, रोड कंपनी हो गई, पावर प्लांट्स हो गए, उनके एसेट्स बहुत होते हैं, लैंड, बिल्डिंग, मशीनरी, तो उनकी जो वैल्यूएशन लगती है वो नेट एसेट वैल्यू पे लगती है, क्योंकि उसमें हैवी एसेट्स क्रिएट हो रहे होते हैं। और चौथा होता है, वो छोड़ दो उसको, एक होता है जो सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट होता है, दैट इज डिस्काउंटेड कैश फ्लो। उसमें हम क्या करते हैं, अगले 5 साल के प्रोजेक्शंस बना लेते हैं कंपनी के, कि अगले 5 साल में कंपनी कितना रेवेन्यू करेगी, कितना ऑपरेटिंग प्रॉफिट करेगी। उससे हम फिर एक कैश फ्लो बनाते हैं कि कितना कैश कंपनी के अंदर आएगा, कितना कैश कंपनी के बाहर जाएगा, और जो नेट कैश कंपनी के पास बच जाएगा उसको बोलते हैं फ्री कैश फ्लो। तो आपके पास कितना कैश कंपनी के पास अगले 5 साल में आ रहा है, उसकी फिगर आ गई। वो आ रहा है फ्यूचर में, लेकिन उसको आपको आज की वैल्यू पे लाना है कि उसकी आज की वैल्यू क्या है उस कैश। और 5 साल के बाद हम ये मान लेते हैं कि कंपनी लाइफ लॉन्ग चलेगी इन्फिनिटी तक, और उसका छोटा सा ग्रोथ रेट रहेगा 1 और 2%, उससे भी हमारे पास एक वैल्यू आ जाती है। ये सारे जो फ्री कैश फ्लो है, इसको आप कॉस्ट ऑफ कैपिटल से डिवाइड करो तो आपकी डिस्काउंटेड कैश फ्लो वैल्यू आ जाती है कंपनी। मतलब कॉस्ट ऑफ कैपिटल मतलब कि पैसा अगर आप मार्केट से उठाते हो तो वो कितना महंगा पड़ता है। आप लोन उठाते हो तो 12% पे मिलता है ना इंटरेस्ट रेट पे, तो यानी वो लोन की जो कॉस्ट है वो साल का 12% है। और अगर आप इक्विटी उठाते हो तो आप देख लो स्टॉक मार्केट पे कितना रिटर्न मिल रहा है कंपनीज को, वहां से आपको कॉस्ट ऑफ इक्विटी आ जाती है। तो दोनों को मिला लो, डेट और इक्विटी को, तो कॉस्ट ऑफ कैपिटल आ जाती है। तो हम वो डिस्काउंटेड कैश फ्लो यूज करते हैं, लेकिन वो क्या चक्कर है उसमें कि वो अगले 5 साल की प्रोजेक्शंस के ऊपर बेस्ड होता है। तो इन्वेस्टर और आपके बीच में सहमति कैसे बनेगी कि वो कहेगा भाई तू आप कहोगे मैं 5 साल में 1000 करोड़ की कंपनी बन जाऊंगा, 1000 करोड़ का टर्नओवर कर लूंगा, इन्वेस्टर कहेगा तू 1000 नहीं कर सकता, तू 300 करेगा। तो वो दोनों की जो वैल्यूएशन जो निकल के आ रही है, वो उसमें फिर क्या लास्ट में ना बैठ के डील करनी पड़ती है कि चलो आपकी भी नहीं, इसकी भी नहीं, और फिर बीच में कहीं पे डील करनी पड़ती है। आई होप आई वाज एबल टू एक्सप्लेन टू एवरीवन। एक स्टार्टअप टीम में स्टार्टिंग में कितने मेंबर्स होने चाहिए, इसका कोई रूल नहीं है। अभी ये मिस्टर सेठी हैं, आकर्षण सेठी, स्टार्टअप इंडिया में थे बहुत साल, अभी एयर मीट कंपनी में है, उन्होंने एक स्टार्टअप शुरू करी है, ही हैज 21 पीपल। सो आई आस्क्ड हिम, आकर्षण यू स्टार्टेड विद 21 पीपल? आई मीन 21 मायने रखता है स्टार्ट करना। तो 21 में से 18 तो इंटर्न्स हैं, वो 18 इंटर्न्स में किसी को 2000 रुपए मिल रहे हैं, किसी को 3000 रुपए मिल रहे हैं। तो इसलिए मतलब कोई फिगर नहीं है। आपकी स्टार्टअप करती क्या उसके ऊपर डिपेंड करता है। आप हेमंत जी की तरह प्रोडक्ट बना रहे हो तो नेचुरली आपको टेक्नोलॉजी के बंदे चाहिए होंगे, फिर एक सीटीओ चाहिए होगा, फिर आपको अभी मार्केटिंग शुरू नहीं करनी तो मार्केटिंग वाला अभी नहीं चाहिए, फिर आपको एक एंजल इन्वेस्टर चाहिए होगा जो आपके बोर्ड पे आके बैठेगा, तो मतलब इसका कोई रूल नहीं.
Great, great. Uh, any further? This is, I think this discussion is going amazingly well, and I think most of the people are learning with the every questions. Okay, so
लकी यू कॉन्टैक्ट मी ऑन लिंक्डइन. हम बात करेंगे किसी दिन. मैं आपको बोर्ड मेंबर्स भी समझाऊंगा और आपको सारी चीजें समझा दूंगा. ओके.
great, great.
Sir, I will connect with you, Yogendra here.
Okay, Yogendra, you also connect. Thank you so much.
I've already followed you.
Okay, thank you, Hemant.
Great. Any further questions that any participant has? Last question that we're going to take before we wrap up the most interactive session on
It was awesome.
fundraising.
You all are free to write to me. I have given my email ID, given my website, and given my LinkedIn. And I am a little bit slow in responding. मेरे अभी भी LinkedIn पे 65 मैसेजेस हैं जिसका मैंने रिप्लाई नहीं किया एक हफ्ते से. मैं लेकिन रिप्लाई जरूर करूंगा. तो थोड़ा सा टाइम लगेगा तो माइंड मत करना. That is the only thing.
Great, great. Patience is a key, and I hope I think ये बहुत value added session था आप सब लोगों के लिए, and I think this is the time to wrap. I think from on behalf of the entire Digital Gurukul family and all the participants, I think we'll like to give you great appreciation for taking out the time, Mr. Tushar, and you have shared all the insights about the fundraising. You are basically briefed not only into the presentation deck, but the way you have taken on the questions, the way you have answered, even the minute questions. I think that you answered very beautifully in the very simplest of manner. And I think the way I think consultancy is doing, I think I checked out the website, the way you and your team is helping out the startups, fundraising. I think for any startup, I request everyone, you need to get the consultancy and you need to get the good consultancy. And I think Mr. Tushar Kansal is one of them, and he's doing a tremendous work. I've seen your video, your articles, and every profile, and just last.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Raj. You know, the person who recommended me your webinar, उसने मेरे को बोला ये दोनों हस्बैंड वाइफ इतने जेंटल और अच्छे हैं कि आपको वेबिनार करके मजा आ जाएगा. तो मैं इन वर्ड्स के साथ आज आया था तो आपको वेबिनार करने.
Great. I think credit goes to Mayuri as well, because the way she's coordinating in the entire thing, and the way I think it's not just you. I think that we have the more such webinars being lined up.
Sure. Anytime.
It's a great.
And I will once this is on YouTube, then I will share with all of you also on LinkedIn.
Sure done.
Thank you so much, Dr. Raj. Thank you.
And I think this is the time to wrap. Enjoy the weekends, and the next masterclass update will be given to you shortly into the social media profile. Till then, thank you so much. Take care, and
Thank you.
bye bye.
Thank you, Dr. Raj. Thank you, everyone. Thanks.